good in general. So yeah, just a confluence of good events. And I personally think the I personally think, at least from being on CT all day, I feel like there's been a lull in the market for last couple months or so. And after long periods of lull, people look for things to come back to. And it seems like crypto is just starting to pick up a little bit right now again.
I would just add on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd add in
Go ahead.
actually. You got like Jeff Kendrick from Standard Chartered is saying that Bitcoin is maturing to become a dynamic hedge. So in institutional portfolios or pro investor portfolios, you have Bitcoin sitting pretty there between being a market hedge and something that is a proxy for tech stocks. So I just think it's really, really an interesting thesis for Bitcoin as a dynamic hedge, and it could come into its own in this very volatile, uncertain period. As we've discussed there with tariffs and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Those are fantastic insights. So, of course, today's topic, we are very much diving into alt season. And I noticed that the BTC dominance actually peaked a few days ago. I believe it was like May 9th or something at 64%. Today, I checked, it was about 62%. And of course, alts have been ripping the last few days. So, do you think we're going to have a sustained rallies from altcoins? And do you think this will be kind of like last past cycles where kind of everything just goes up together? Or do you think kind of liquidity is spread out? Like, what are your thoughts here, David? Let's have you start us off.
Sure. Well, I mean, focus, and so far our talk has been largely on just BTC, the overall market and macros. But and sure, Bitcoin's like the big behemoth with nations, companies, macro strategy buying up every day, right? But then I think altcoins are where the action and fun and apps really happen in crypto, right? All the apps people use, all the games, all the speculation. Whether I mean, after all these competing chains coming up of say the last over the last decade, there's still really only two to three main chains being used, right? Ethereum, Solana, are standout ones, and then there's stablecoin usage is obviously also a big piece. I mean, just if the question is, will altcoins continue? I think so. It's clearly only the beginning. I do think altcoins are going to cycle a lot more. There's just so many altcoins now. There's so many chains. There's so many chains to build on, so many chains to use. But yes, the growth potential is definitely there. The whole, I mean, we look at the whole, back to macros again. The whole market's only what, 3 trillion, and that's with BTC taking up quite a bit of it too. Um, compare that to even just gold. And I think usage with AI, with more increased usage of crypto, it's certainly going to be more eyes to altcoins. It just has to be. With the more apps and more functionality in the future, yeah, I see nowhere to go, but really up for altcoins.
Love that. Up only. Let's go. Ryan, what would you like to add here?
Well, yeah, definitely. I concur with what David's saying. I would say though that uh, we can look at historical trends, and all season usually lags a Bitcoin rally. But I think this is not my perspective on this, but speaking to analysts, they say that this time it could be slightly different. We'll see a sort of a patchwork quilt where some sectors or some pockets of the altcoin market will rise, but others will lag and will still be sort of stagnate, in a stagnant place. But speaking to other people, they're saying like the big heavy hitters like Sol and BNB and Ethereum are, sorry, I'll wait till that train passes. BNB, Sol, and Ethereum are pretty much in oversold territory at the moment, and they've got a lot of potential for rebound. I personally, when it comes to alts, I'm very excited about what's going on in base, the kind of apps there, and just the ease of being able to um, work with base from, within, like you've got Coinbase, you can go on Coinbase, you can, transfer whatever you want to base in like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 seconds with zero fees. So, when it, I mean, we're talking about like spreading the adoption. the ease that it takes for like retail to use base as a layer two, there's not many obstacles there. But yeah, but just to reiterate, yeah, alt season, the indicators are there. Bitcoin dominance is declining, but I don't think it's going to be equitable. I mean, it's not going to be all at the same time, all rising. It's going to be patchwork. So some sectors will rise, others will lag and lull.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you there. So, of course, as we all know, that crypto is macro. So, I wanted to ask you guys.